Video games are something that help shape you into what you are today, from Halo to COD to StarCraft to Borderlands. However, there are some games that make an impact on you that you can never forget about. And I'm not talking about funny moments that happen in the game, though that
fucking retard.
helps with that. I'm talking about the game itself. Either it be the story, the gameplay, or the community. These games help make you who you are today. For me, there's a little RTS that made me really love the concept of RTS and what RTSs can teach you. That game is Company of Heroes.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to You Should Play. And now I know what you might be thinking. Kneecap, what the hell is this? You make memes. And actually that's it. So what's the deal with this? Well, A, I want to try something new. B, I want to talk about a game that I think more people should know about. And 3, because I want more games like this. They just don't make them like they used to. This video will be split into 3 parts. I'll be covering the campaign, multiplayer, and DLC/mods. I will leave timestamps in the description if you just want to skip ahead and just see specific things. So without further ado, let's start with the thing that most people start when they open up an RTS. Let's
go right out! Let's go right out!
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Company of Heroes is a real-time strategy game developed by Relic Entertainment and was released on September 12, 2006. You might know Relic Entertainment for their work on Dawn of War 2 and the sequel, Company of Heroes 2. The story for Company of Heroes is set during World War II. In the single-player campaign, the player commands 2 US military units during the Battle of Normandy and the Allied liberation of France. Depending on the mission, you either play as Able Company of the 29th Infantry Division or Fox Company of the 101st Airborne. The missions in single player are fun and enjoyable, and if you're new to Co, this is the best place to learn how to play and prepare for the multiplayer. The single player also just feels like you were commanding this battle. From the briefings to the tactical map, it just makes you feel like you were really leading this army into battle during World War II. Co also has side objectives in most missions to allow you to unlock medals or complete challenges. These side objectives are nice and can help you out later on in the mission. I won't go too much into the story as you should still play it, but it's not the most groundbreaking story ever put on an RTS. I'd probably give that to StarCraft or Homeworld, but overall I do think the campaign, while not amazing, it is still great. The amazing title will have to go to... The multiplayer in Co is where the game really shines. From the gameplay to sound design to the fantastic voice lines.
Nice to know you can just throw my life away for a little gas! Welding, shooting, sleeping, it's all the same to me.
Airborne, welcome to France.
I think you mistook me for someone who gives a shit.
Airborne, wanna go blow up HQ?
Shut the fuck up. We're getting a message.
Jesus, Conrad, tie your fucking laces.
See? I knew they would contact us at the worst possible time.
A little gas, a little spark, and boom! Instant barbecue.
Does your mama know you're a fucking idiot?
Okay. Let's talk about gameplay. The gameplay for Co is a lot different from other RTSs. When you start a match, you pick a commander. This is what special abilities or units you can make that help you win the game. You want to have elite troops or be able to reinforce quickly? Go down the Airborne. You want to snipe someone with an 88mm shell from across the map? Go Luftwaffe. You want to erase the enemy team with sheer firepower and artillery? Go down the Royal Artillery tree. You earn more abilities as you kill enemies, catch points, and build up your army. In Co, you have 3 main resources in order to make your army. You have manpower, munitions, and fuel. Manpower and fuel is what allows you to build your army, but munitions allows you to use abilities and commander abilities, such as artillery or airstrikes. But the real thing that sets Co apart from other RTSs is the emphasis on unit survivability. Keeping units alive also allows the unit to gain veterancy, which also allows them to do more damage and have more health before a squad is wiped. It's also cheaper to reinforce your army instead of making a whole new unit. Though, if you want to throw people at the problem, it's not a bad idea, because sometimes you just gotta...
Let's go right out! Let's go right out!
Alright, I'll shut up with that. Though, throwing people at the problem does come with its perks. You get to hear more of the wonderful sound design. From artillery hitting the ground, to the panicked voices or whispering depending on the situation, to the tanks rumbling across the fields of Normandy, to airplanes zooming across, launching rockets or dropping bombs, to the fucking Nebelwerfer giving you PTSD and the V1 rocket as well. The sound design in Co is fucking 10 out of 10. It's so goddamn good. Multiplayer allows you to play with other people, whether it be online or against AI. Now, most of the experience I play with Co is against AI, since I actually suck at RTSs. I just like fighting AI.
Perfectly balanced. This whole thing should be.
Now, the AI can range from bullshit to wow, how dumb are you? But you can make the game a lot more fun with friends. Remember when I was talking about commander abilities? Let's say I want to go down the airborne tree and my friend wants to go down the tank tree. Well, he's got an M26 Pershing, I've got a shit ton of guys who have elite training. You're gonna have a really fun time just seal clubbing the enemy. And that's one of Co's main selling points, of you just building up an army, teaming up with friends, and just fighting against either insurmountable odds or just absolutely annihilating the enemy. The problem with Co is something called desync. Now, desync is what really sucks about the multiplayer. Everything else is great. Everything from the sound design to the gameplay to the teamwork to everything is fun. But when you get desync, you're going to want to throw the game into the garbage, because desync will screw you over. Now, I don't know if there's any mods for desync, and if there is, somebody please tell me, because oh my god, it's so goddamn annoying. Like, your friend will have destroyed the enemy, but on your screen, he's all the way back at his base, sitting down, doing absolutely fuck all. So the desync is the main problem, and that is actually, yeah, out of everything I just told you, that is the main problem, so be wary of that. However, despite that, the multiplayer is a lot of fun, and there are ways to make the game more engaging and add new elements that you never knew you wanted. This is thanks to Co's wonderful
You're under arrest.
The DLC for Co is some of the best DLC I've seen for a video game in forever. There are 2 DLCs, but by no means you need to get them both, unlike some. Both Tales of Valor and Opposing Fronts give you 2 new factions, the British and the Panzer Elite. Both DLCs also give you new campaigns. However, Opposing Fronts gives you 2, which are the British campaign into Khan and the Panzer Elite during Operation Market Garden. Tales of Valor gives you smaller campaigns, but a lot more gameplay, such as direct control, which was a really nice feature. These 2 factions allow you to play in ways you normally couldn't with just the Americans and Wehrmacht. The British are much more defensive and like kicking your ass from a mile out, while the Panzer Elite like moving around the enemy's flank to harass. Now, these new factions and the original are expanded with Co's mods. These mods expand gameplay and add new levels of difficulty and reward to each game you play. Europe at War and Blitzkrieg are my favorite thanks to the increased damage that everything does. Like the arty shells erase people from existence, tanks can get ammo racked, and your death count makes every bit of war crime you commit more justifiable. These mods add new units, new abilities, and more playstyles that you never knew you wanted. And the best part is you can get most of them off the Steam store page or the Steam Workshop. The mods in Co add a lot more than just a base game, and I prefer playing the mods as it adds more to what I really like in RTS, because Co I feel like is a more realistic game. Like if you get shot by a tank shell, you should be dead if it hits you straight through the side instead of just lowering a health bar. So if you like a more realistic approach than the arcade of Co with like the health bars, then there are plenty of mods in Co that help you fill that niche. But if you like the more arcade, there's plenty more out there that will also do the same thing. Along with the map designs that a lot of the people make, it's really goddamn good. I can't say anything else.
Double kill, triple kill, overkill, kill, tactic, kill, atrocity, Kilimanjaro, kill, catastrophe.
Overall, Company of Heroes is a fantastic game with great gameplay, wonderful mods, and a good campaign. The only downside for the game is the desync, but that is fixed mostly in the sequel, but nothing can ever really beat this classic. Co 1 had a style and is stuck with it. It had that arcade element, but it was more of just a foundation, leading into more of a lot more realistic RTS than ever. While World and Conflict is also a great game, and I might do a video on that as well, Co, overall, good game. It's really, I highly recommend it if you want to play an RTS and you really want to switch things up and you don't want to throw people at the problem, which you still can, but you know, if you want to give a bit of humanity into this game, you can at least attempt to not throw people at the problem, though I know you will because everyone does it. But what I could say, if Co gets a remastered, I'm buying that shit straight away. But yes, I think you should play Company of Heroes. I'll give this game a good solid 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I think that's a good solid number. It's not a 9 unless the desync if there's a mod for desync, it goes to a 9, but an 8.5. Also, the Goliaths in Co are just so fucking good. Like, what happened to my Goliaths in Co 2? Like, that was the best part. Like, who gives a fuck? And the V1. Why did you take away the V1? I love that shit. Like, the Goliaths just go. Thank you very much for watching this review of You Should Play Company of Heroes. This won't be the first video and the only video in this series. I will be making more. There will be a new playlist set up that I'm planning on doing, since I can't post any like short reels until I have a higher subscriber count. So I will just make a separate playlist for that. And so if you see a 40-second clip of me killing people to music and a montage for Hitman, just expect that to be just a shit post. But thanks. Thanks for so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Also, here's the East German National Anthem for closing. You're welcome.